Most men believe manipulation happens in dramatic ways with clear signs and visible betrayals, but the truth is far quieter. A woman who intends to use a man rarely begins with big actions. She begins with sentences, simple sentences that sound gentle, harmless, even comforting. Yet inside those words lies the real strategy. She extracts time, attention, money, emotional labor, and loyalty, while giving the minimum she can offer in return. The man senses something is not right, but he doubts himself because the very moment he tries to express his intuition, she gives him lines designed to calm him, just enough to keep him compliant. These sentences do not reassure him. They blind him. They turn off his awareness and make him question his own perception. Many men stay stuck in unhealthy dynamics, not because they lack intelligence, but because they ignore the moments when a woman reveals her intentions through casual phrases. They push away the discomfort in their chest, convincing themselves that patience or understanding will eventually be rewarded. Yet these same phrases are the signs that she is using him. They make him feel guilty for noticing the truth. They make him doubt his instincts. And slowly, without realizing it, he becomes a man who gives everything while receiving nothing in return. This content is created to help men recognize these moments and protect their emotional foundation. When you understand the 7 sentences women often use when they are taking advantage of you, you begin to see the pattern. You begin to see where the power shifts. You learn how to respond in a way that does not start a fight, but restores your clarity, dignity, and direction. You become a man who cannot be manipulated because you do not negotiate with excuses. You do not let soothing words cover up disrespectful actions. If this message reaches you at the right time, take a moment to breathe and stay present. The first sentence that exposes manipulation appears to be the most innocent one yet. It has the strongest effect on a man who does not recognize its true meaning. Now it is time to uncover it and understand why it changes the entire dynamic between you and her. The first sentence that reveals a woman is using a man is one that seems comforting on the surface. Just relax. It sounds gentle, peaceful, even caring. But the moment she says it in response to something you have observed, it becomes a tool of control. When a man notices a detail that feels wrong, such as late-night calls from someone she claims is only a friend, or her sudden return after disappearing at the exact moment she needs something, he is not overreacting. He is responding to his own intuition. Yet instead of addressing the concern directly, she brushes it aside with a soft command meant to calm him into silence. Just relax becomes the phrase that tells him to stop trusting what he sees and trust only what she says. This is the doorway to gaslighting. She does not need to call him crazy or insecure. She only needs to plant enough doubt in his mind to make him feel like the problem. When men fall into this trap, they often begin defending themselves, explaining their feelings, or justifying their concerns. They tell her what they observed, hoping she will understand. Instead, all this does is give her a position of power. She gets to remain above the discussion while he works harder and harder to prove he is reasonable. In her mind, she has already won because he is reacting emotionally while she remains in control of the narrative. The strength of a man shows when he refuses to argue. The correct response is calm and simple. I am relaxed. I just do not ignore what does not feel right. If this makes you uncomfortable, that is your choice, but I will not lie to myself. This removes her ability to twist the situation because you are not emotional, defensive, or needy. You are simply clear. After that, the next step is even more important. You reduce access. You give her less time, less emotional comfort, and less availability. You stop rewarding the behavior with attention. You let your standards speak without debate. When you respond this way, the entire dynamic shifts because manipulation dies in clarity. But this is only the first sentence. The second one sounds even more innocent, yet it quietly trains a man to accept being a low priority. When a woman answers, "I've been busy," after you reach out, it might seem like an honest explanation. But often this phrase is not about actual busyness. It is about control and hierarchy. When she truly cares or values you, she will find even a small moment for you, a quick message, a short hello, a sign that you matter. "I've been busy" used repeatedly is a filter. It means you are not her priority, but you remain exactly where she wants you available. When she is ready to take something attention, support, emotional energy, money, she shows up again. Until then, you are waiting. This pattern often looks like late replies, long silences, ignoring calls, yet posting vibrant stories on social media, photos, outings while you wait. She is not busy for everyone, just busy for you until she needs something. This intermittent attention creates a psychological pull. Your mind starts looking forward to signs. You begin to value the scarce moments more, hoping she will eventually value you. That hope turns you into a provider of emotional labor without reciprocity. Many men fall because of patience. They believe that waiting, staying calm, giving more time and understanding will eventually earn them respect or affection. They think if they remain loyal long enough, she will notice. Instead, she becomes accustomed to using you without reciprocating. Your efforts become background noise for her convenience. The true reaction is not anger or pressure. It is reduced investment. You match or even lower your effort. You reply slower, invest less time and emotion, and stop volunteering when she disappears. Do not chase a "maybe later." Do not offer when she already made it clear that you are optional. You stop giving what she does not appreciate. When you stop chasing, something changes. You become the man who is not waiting on her schedule, but living his own life. Suddenly you hold intrigue again, not out of desperation, but out of self-respect. Suddenly she may begin initiating. "What are you doing? I miss you." But that only matters if she is worthy of your time. If not, you keep walking. The next sentence she uses can shift meanings again, another trap waiting silently. "Maybe" is one of the most subtle cages a woman can create. It does not sound disrespectful. It does not sound rejecting. It sounds open, flexible, and gentle, which is why many men fail to see the trap. When a woman says, "maybe," in response to your plans, your invitations, or your attempts to build something with her, she is not undecided. She is keeping you on standby. "Maybe" is her way of saying, "keep your schedule open while I check if something better appears." It turns your free time into her reserve time, where she benefits from your availability without committing to anything in return. You will see this pattern appear in simple ways. You invite her to dinner, and she says, "Maybe I will let you know." Then later her stories show her out with others. You suggest meeting up, and she replies, "Maybe I will see how I feel." What happens next is predictable. You wait respectfully, thinking you are being patient and not pressuring her. Yet from her perspective, your patience signals something else. It signals that you accept being treated as an option. It signals that your plans, boundaries, and time are flexible for her convenience. She learns that she can delay you, postpone you, or replace you without losing you. Men often freeze their lives in the hope that her "maybe" will eventually become "yes." They hold on to the potential instead of the reality. The result is resentment, disappointment, and a slow erosion of self-respect. The correct response is not to ask for clarity or push for confirmation. The correct answer is simple. Treat "maybe" as a no. Carry on with your plans. Do not leave your schedule empty so she can fill it only if nothing better happens. When you treat yourself with respect, she sees it instantly. A woman who values you will make effort. A woman who does not will vanish. Either outcome gives you clarity. This shift in mindset protects your energy, and restores your direction. Yet there is another phrase that does even more damage because it uses hope as the hook. It gives you the taste of a future that never arrives. Very soon is one of the most dangerous sentences a woman uses when she is benefiting from a man without truly committing to him. It feels warm and promising. It makes you believe progress is happening even when nothing is actually changing. Very soon is not a plan. It is a fantasy. It is future-tasting, sugar-coated hope that keeps you investing in the present without receiving anything real in return. A woman who wants something from you knows she must give just enough optimism to keep you emotionally tied. So she paints a future that sounds close, attainable, almost there. Yet she never specifies a time, a step, or a concrete intention. You will hear it when she wants you to continue helping her. We will go out properly very soon. You will hear it when she owes you something. I will pay you back very soon. You will hear it when you ask where the relationship is going. We will make it official very soon. The more you ask, the more she delays. The more you give, the more she promises. You end up living in a loop of believing the next week will be the turning point, while she continues taking without ever delivering what she hinted at. Many men confuse hope with progress. They think patience makes them strong, but in situations like this, patience becomes the rope she uses to lead them exactly where she wants. They keep supporting her financially, emotionally, physically, telling themselves that she just needs time. Meanwhile, she enjoys the benefits of a relationship without offering the reality of one. The correct response is clarity. You invest in patterns, not promises. You measure her intentions through consistent actions, not sweet sentences. You quietly set mental deadlines. If after 2 or 3 weeks nothing changes, you do not argue, you do not confront, you do not demand explanations. You simply reduce the resources she has access to. When a woman is sincere, she shows it. When she is not, the moment you stop feeding the fantasy, the illusion collapses. This awareness is essential because the next phrase is even more deceptive. It targets your intuition and attempts to silence the very part of you that protects you from disrespect. Don't worry is one of the softest forms of manipulation because it disguises itself as reassurance. It does not sound defensive. It does not sound confrontational. It sounds caring, as if she is trying to give you peace. But when she uses this phrase in response to something you clearly observed, it serves only one purpose: to switch off your intuition. A woman who respects you will answer your concern, explain her behavior, or offer clarity. A woman who is using you will offer comfort instead of truth. She wants you to stop looking, stop questioning, stop connecting the dots. You will hear "don't worry" when she deletes conversations, yet tells you it is nothing. You will hear it when she comes home late and acts surprised that you even noticed. You will hear it when her phone lights up with names she refuses to explain. She might add lines like "you overthink" or "it's not a big deal." The goal is to make you feel like the problem for noticing reality. The moment you accept this, she gains unrestricted freedom. She realizes you prefer peace over truth, and once she sees that the boundaries slowly disappear, men often fall into this trap because they want harmony. They want to believe her words more than their own instincts. They tell themselves not to worry, hoping the situation will fix itself. But reality does not change just because you pretend it is harmless. The truth always reveals itself, and the earlier you acknowledge it, the more dignity you preserve. The correct response is internal, not external. You do not need to argue. You simply honor your observations. You think to yourself, if I must tell myself not to worry, then something is wrong. Then you adjust. You trust her less, you share less, you observe more, and you let her actions determine the future of the connection. You do not accuse her, but you also do not blind yourself for her comfort. This mindset keeps you grounded because the next sentence she uses is designed to twist your standards back onto you, making you feel guilty for expecting basic respect. "Don't push me to do what I don't like" is a sentence that carries the illusion of a boundary. But in many cases, it is simply blame reversal. It is used not to protect her comfort, but to protect her freedom, to disrespect while making you feel guilty for noticing it. A mature woman uses boundaries to build a healthier connection. A manipulative woman uses boundaries as weapons to avoid accountability. When she says this in response to you asking for something basic, such as clarity, respect, consistency, or loyalty, she's trying to turn your standards into a problem. You will hear this phrase when you question her flirting with old partners, and she accuses you of controlling her. You will hear it when she talks to men in inappropriate ways, and instead of addressing your concern, she frames you as insecure. You will hear it when you ask for simple communication, and she claims you are demanding too much. It becomes a shield that allows her to continue questionable behavior while shifting emotional responsibility onto you. Suddenly, the issue is not her actions, but your reaction. Suddenly, you are the one who needs to change. Many men fall for this reversal because they fear appearing controlling or unreasonable. They begin to doubt themselves. They start lowering their standards to avoid conflict, telling themselves they might be too strict or too sensitive. But what they fail to see is that relationships built on mutual respect do not require this kind of self-betrayal. A man with standards is not controlling. He is self-respecting. The most effective response is calm clarity. You do not argue with her or try to convince her. You simply state your position: I am not pushing you. I am expressing what I accept and what I do not. If this is how you choose to live, I respect your decision, but I can also choose to walk away. Then you let your actions support your words. A woman who values the relationship will adjust. A woman who manipulates will escalate guilt. Either way, she shows you who she truly is. And when she realizes this approach no longer works, she may resort to one final sentence, a phrase that sounds innocent, but reveals a whole world of hidden dynamics waiting beneath the surface. "All my friends are male friends" is a sentence many men overlook because it sounds modern, confident, and harmless. But when a woman says it proudly, almost as a badge of honor, you must pay attention to what it implies beneath the surface. It is not inherently wrong for a woman to have male friends. The danger lies in the dynamics she chooses, the boundaries she ignores, and the environment she builds around herself. When she surrounds herself almost entirely with men who offer validation, attention, comfort, emotional support, or financial favors, she creates a marketplace of options while expecting you to accept your role silently. You will notice this pattern when she treats male attention as casual entertainment. She keeps men around who flirt with her because it gives her a sense of power. She entertains messages at odd hours. She allows lines to blur between friendship and something more. She may claim these men are just friends while they call her late at night or complain about their relationships to her. She sees them as backups, as emotional cushions, as sources of validation. Meanwhile, she expects you to stand still, to trust blindly, and to never question the ecosystem she has built. Many men remain silent out of fear. They worry that speaking up will make them appear insecure or jealous. But there is a difference between insecurity and awareness. Insecurity is fearing what is not there. Awareness is recognizing what is clearly in front of you. When you ignore your own intelligence to maintain her comfort, you give up your position in the relationship. The correct response is calm, grounded honesty. You say, "I have no issue with you having male friends. I only have an issue with dynamics that disrespect what we are building. If some of these connections act like mini relationships, I will not pretend that is acceptable." Then you simply observe. A woman who values you will set boundaries with others. A woman who values attention more than the relationship will protect those men over your peace. At the end of the day, These 7 sentences reveal more than excuses. They reveal her intentions, her priorities, and her perception of your value. A man loses ground when he reacts emotionally, chases clarity, or pleads for reassurance. He gains ground when he stays composed, trusts his observations, adjusts his involvement, and refuses to entertain manipulative language. Respect is drawn to the man who is clear about who he is and what he accepts. When you trust your eyes and your intuition instead of the stories you are told, you stop being used and start being respected again.